thank you guys for tuning in to the company with Calix. And yeah, this is where the flavor's at. Shut the fuck up. I am here tonight with Dave from the channel of Food Daze. It's a dope channel. I fuck with that channel.
So do I. I mean, I do it for a hobby.
No, definitely. It's a dope channel. We'll get into that in a little bit. I'm also here with Lou York.
That's me. That's me.
My guy. How you been, man?
Man, life's a good thing. Life's a gift, and I just appreciate things day by day. You know what I mean?
I like that.
It's just how we roll.
Hey, let's get into it, man. You gotta live life. Life's a good thing, like he said, man.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for coming in. You know,
Right.
got a little party outside. You know, we're still not at the sound quality that we want to be, but like last session, you know, we're just not gonna let that hold us back, and we're gonna keep on going. We just got to keep this thing going, right? So, Dave, my man,
What's up?
how you been?
Like we were testing earlier, I went through a bit of an ear problem. Had an ear infection. Sucks. Been
You can hear things, or you were hearing things.
I wasn't able to hear anything. Like
That sucks.
I mean, it would have been nice if I could have kept that going for maybe another couple of years while the wife has kids and all that, so I don't hear him crying. But God said that ain't gonna happen to me.
No, yeah, that's good.
But
You got to keep it going, right? Life's a good thing, goddamn it.
I mean, the worst part would have been I wouldn't have been able to use headphones or anything. They would have had to actually do surgery, remove the ear infection, and put in hearing aids.
Oh,
That would have sucked.
No.
But luckily, they got to it in time, and I'm on antibiotics for another couple weeks, and then I'm 100 again.
back on it.
Yep.
All right, I like that. So basically, with that ear problem, you fell into a food daze.
More like freaking shit days.
But you know, you created this channel, and it gave you time to kind of just look life a little bit over, knowing that, you know, things happen just out of nowhere, man. Like, we're getting older every day. Our bodies, you know, we got to treat our bodies better. So
It's fact.
that understanding, you know, the food days got you to do that channel and think of, you know,
Yeah.
all this whole thing. It's a good thing, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, your health and food correlate together, because what you put into your body is going to help you or hurt you. I mean, you look at all the chemicals. Even I'm drinking a Gatorade, like the Red 40. They just outlawed that. It comes down to like all the saturated fats, trans fats.
See,
I mean,
stuff
I
like
could
that.
go on for.
And people are
hours.
using these fats and then putting them in other fats and then using them and stripping them on bacon, and then it's like fat upon fat. But it's so good, right? It's
good.
so good.
It needs to be everywhere.
It's so good. But it's so bad for our body. And like that is being said, you know, like we're talking the other podcast, like water, you know. Like, Lou, what's your favorite water? Don't say tap water.
I like Essentia.
See, Essentia, you know.
See, I never found a difference with the alkaline water, because I like the crystal. It's just the mountain tap spring water. But I never felt any different. The same thing with like the hydrated
It
ones.
is actually naturally alcohol.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay.
No shit.
Yeah. You just gotta. One thing I would recommend is getting like some pH testers to test your water always. Of course, like the Dasani and all that kind of.
Well, that's like tap water.
That's worse than the tap water.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck the Sonic.
and all that Aquafina.
See, tap water. As a kid, I drank nothing but tap water. You know, I mean, I guess
We all
up
did.
north was like better water than down south. They say, I guess. I don't know. Is it a thing?
Well, no, because you have different plants, and then like fluoride and things
Different
like that
ways,
in
like
water,
running
the
through
way they
different
purify
streams
it.
and stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
every
I guess
state,
that makes
they have
sense.
their own way of doing their water, so they have different pH levels.
Well, see, when you go for your health code, food handler license, they actually tell you when you were a kid drinking like water out of the hose is probably one of the worst things for you, because all that bacteria and the stagnant water that you drink actually has amoebas and things in it. So when we were running around like fools with our heads cut, playing tag and
We're drinking out the water hole.
it was hot, man. It's 180 degrees. I need
on the side of the house. You know, that is a real thing. But you know, you got to treat your body good, man. You have to eat good. And that's what I like about the channel as well. Like, your channel shows, I mean, just talk about your channel a little bit. You know,
Well,
what do you do on the channel?
First off, you can follow me at YouTube at Food Days. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok,
Yes, sir.
Food Days 1. The whole purpose of the channel is actually messing with everybody else on YouTube because they are going to teach you or show you how to do a recipe. And they're like, oh, don't worry, this is going to take 20 minutes and it costs $15. Bullshit. You need to have some kind of skills, some kind of technical skills. I'm not saying you have to be a culinary chef, but at least some kind of
So,
understanding.
yes, the basics and a foundation, you know, a foundation.
Right. And they can't expect somebody to like, oh, we're going to make Gordon Ramsay shepherd's pie and nail it the first try.
Yeah.
You got to have some kind of like
Trial by error,
yeah,
you know,
I've
and you have to be okay with the trial by error
I've
because a lot of
fucked
people
up.
fail a little bit and they just stop.
I don't embrace.
No.
Yeah.
I can tell you out of 100 dishes, I fucked up 95 of them.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just how it is. I've failed more than I've succeeded in anything that I've cooked. I even did it in a couple of my videos. It was just like,
And you have to show that progress as well. You know, it is a progress. Everything.
Facts.
This podcast itself, you know, this is the second one. Thank you guys for coming again. But this is a progress, you know, like that's all it is. It's just a progress. So with your channel, like, I like that you're actually cooking different type of foods too. Like, let's not say weird foods, I guess, but
it's things that
just
people
you
don't
put things
think.
together. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I like that. So what are some of the dishes that you put together that people are like, wow, I've never thought those things would come together?
I haven't really looked into all that, but like a green goddess dressing, even I didn't know that was such an easy salad dressing to make because it was just all these different herbs
Okay.
and sour cream. And I'm like, that's it. I'm like, that's all.
No,
this
yeah.
is.
And sometimes it is as simple as that.
Like my probably favorite thing is tacos.
I love tacos.
And I'm a basic bitch. Give me, just give me your own beef tacos.
No, that's good. Yeah, I like some little steak tacos, you know, but I'll do the onions and the cilantro. You know, that's nice and easy.
Basic bitch.
Just
But
make it good.
It's the seasonings. You know,
Seasonings and the hot sauce. I'm a hot sauce guy, so it's like
I have a problem with hot sauce. Hold on, I have a really big
Whoa,
problem.
don't talk to hot sauce right back. Don't talk about hot sauce like, hold on, I don't know what you're about to
Oh,
do.
no. I see it. I haven't. I was actually going to do a video on this, but screw it. I'm going to talk about it now.
Oh man, now you're giving
Okay, I'm giving it.
give me Easter eggs.
I'm
Give me
giving it
Easter
Easter
egg.
No, the biggest problem I have with hot sauces are these chefs, these internet chefs, are sitting there taking Frank's Red Hot Sauce, and then they're telling you to add butter to it. It is and they're like, it puts a sheen and a gloss on it. You are literally taking the entire.
Don't worry about the looks of it.
It's bullshit because you're turning a typical hot sauce, Frank's Red Hot Sauce, and changing it into Frank's Red Buffalo Sauce, which they sell.
Okay.
And so you take a hot sauce and made it now a medium sauce by adding butter.
Oh,
And then
I got you angry.
No, and then if you would have taken the buffalo sauce that they sell and added butter to that, then you get a mild. So there's your 3 different heats. And they're telling
Okay,
people
I
to do
get
this
that.
with the hot sauce, and you're taking away from what it's supposed to be. Just throw it on the fucking wing. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
You don't need to add butter. I'm
trying to
lost in a sheen. Fucking stop doing that.
It's for the pictures, man. We need content out there, bro. We need that sheen content.
But people are going to be looking at it like, oh my God, look at how shiny
yeah,
this
I hear
is.
you.
It's so great.
hear
The fuck?
You just dropped the wing.
I
That's what you did. It drops his damn arm.
It changes the flavor.
he didn't like the
But
wing.
it also comes back to health because, you know, some of
That
these
is.
butters, you know, they're saturated fats and things like that. And you don't need to do that. You've already,
It already was made like
it was already baked. It was cooked in its own
Yeah.
fat. And why are you adding more saturated fats and complex carbohydrates and things like that into this when you don't need to do it? It's already there in the product itself. And it's, people don't realize what they're
people
doing.
are
with their food.
so enthralled with like making things better than what they already are.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If the sink ain't broken, don't fix it. I
Well,
agree with that philosophy.
I agree with certain things are good for enhancing. Like, let's say perhaps this over here. I decided to take this whole pick guard off and add my own. I threw in some pickups that, you know, are on a more expensive guitar, like a $2,000 guitar. I put the pickups from there, and then I got the pickups from another, you know, set, and did all the wiring myself. Never did that, but what this project, you know, taught me is, number one, Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you can spice things up and not ruin it, and that's what I did not do here, you know. But I guess everything is subjective, you know. Some
So
people think maybe
But that's something different also because, you know, that's something that's technical. It'd be like, you know, setting up a different mic system or things to enhance the quality of something. That's what you're doing.
yeah.
With, I'm assuming,
Upgrade,
music,
upgrade, yeah.
you know, because it's going to make your music feel better, more natural, right?
Yeah.
Doing that with something like food, you can hurt yourself because just by adding a little bit of spice to it, like a cayenne or a habanero, sure, that's fine. Habaneros, you know, are very sweet peppers. But when you go on a crazy binge, you're like, I'm going to put a Scotch bonnet on it and then put like 3 tablespoons of cayenne pepper. You just destroyed a taco, and because of the heat, and somebody can't even swallow it because their throat's going to close up and they're like choking and gasping for air. So that I totally get. I mean, but some foods, it's like, know what you're mixing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
that was definitely all right. So with that being said, that we introduced the music, let's take a little footnote on what we were talking about right there with Dave Souza. Cut that up. Good guy. But God damn it. And let's get to you, New York. So what do? Now you're talking about the guitar, and you know you got in a little project that you didn't think you knew how to do, and you ended up teaching yourself. That's amazing. I love stuff
So
like that.
it all started, honestly, from me wanting more from what I was already doing. 10 years I was doing house music. That's why I'm known as New York. But I go by many different names.
Shouts out to the house music out there, man. I love that type of music.
Shouts out to Chicago house music.
No, definitely, man. I heard a lot of that growing up as a kid.
All around. You know, so I was doing that for a minute, and I just wanted to be a part of the underground scene. So when it came to being part of that, let's say like mainstream or commercialism, or, you know, just being in the spotlight was something that I was actually trying to avoid, but something that I couldn't, just because, like, let's say if I did want to DJ someplace times, I have a few times out here downtown Orlando. Shouts to Orlando. You know, for hosting me out there. There was a few times.
So you do music now, basically. Like,
So yeah,
that's
right now, yeah, I was doing production.
You stopped doing the house, and then you're
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So I went to the house. I went from house music to just picking up my guitar again, which is something I've done for a while. You know, I started when I was 15, dropped it at like 18, and then I'm back at it now.
back at it, baby.
Back at it now.
Back at it.
And
How do you go from house music to playing the guitar? I mean, isn't that like 2 different types of genres?
It is, but you can incorporate.
Well, genuinely, but I mean, like, does it feel different if you're making music, you know, like, you know, that and then you're going like playing like some BB Mac, you know, type blues guitar?
That's a great question, though, right? Like, because it's like, man,
that feels like, you know, opposite ends of the spectrum.
It is, yeah. That is a very what's it called? Very opposite ends of the spectrum. But the thing is, let's say like my record label, I actually do have a record label for house music. That record label, how do I say? It's called Deep Phase Underground Records, and I feel like that kind of represents a little bit of like my personality with going through deep phases of different stages. So before I did the house music, I was playing guitar. I was playing guitar, making my own music, trying to form a band. That didn't kind of work out. And I was playing live, like at a church, at 2 different churches, over here in Orlando and in New York as well. And then I stopped it as soon as I came back from New York to over here when I was about 18. Okay.
nice.
But now I'm back.
So the transition, you find it? Is it?
Yeah, no, it is.
I mean, it's going. I've worked on a couple of songs.
But
Actually, I like where it's going.
Everything that I learned in the house music, because I had to orchestrate everything myself, from the drums to the bass to the, you know, the melody of the music, the rhythm and everything.
Yeah.
Gave me a good understanding of how to arrange the music that I'm planning to make with this, you know. And shouts out to Mr. Calix over here for the work that we've been doing. Incorporating my guitar and what he's doing, and, you know, his belief.
We're incorporating like 17 guitars. This guy just like, cause he like gets guitars and then will put him on a couple tracks, and then he'll end up selling the guitar for somebody that wanted to trade the guitar for a better guitar. So then, like in a week, he'll come back with another guitar that's like brand new, don't have the other one. So, you know, at least we got to record out of those babies.
But do you guys think like living in, well, we predominantly live in Orlando, Florida. So we're Floridians.
Yeah.
Music is genuinely area based. So, you know, you have like that rap thrash metal that came from like California.
Yeah.
You have that like indie pop rock from, you're from like Chicago because like Fall Out Boy and stuff like that.
No, yeah, stuff like that.
Or down south blues like Louisiana, Mississippi, and all that.
Yeah.
You know, country music. You have it, Texas and
The space
rap
regions.
South.
There's like
Yeah.
regions.
So what would be for us? You know, being we are in the dirty South. What is our regional like music? I mean, what is it that like people actually
I would say
associate us with?
I would say Miami. That Miami Uncle Luke kind of like that's what we're kind of like tag team back again. Check the record.
Yeah, because like in the 80s, it was like Tom Petty and all that, you know.
Yeah,
and,
were they from down here?
Yeah, they're from Jacksonville, man.
Tom Petty's from Jacksonville.
I think it's Jacksonville or Tennessee, man. Yeah. I mean, that's
two different
Florida,
things.
man. I don't know. It's still Florida. I just know they're
Tennessee?
Or not Tennessee, Tallahassee, Polish.
Okay.
Tallahassee.
I was like, that's a little blooper right there. Blooper for you guys. Tennessee, I was like, nice. So he's from Florida.
Yeah, they're Florida. They're Florida, man.
No.
I mean,
nice.
I think Cheap Trick is too. Not quite sure.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
shouts out to Tom Petty, man.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Tom Petty.
Okay.
He's a great musician. I love his music. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I would say. I think when someone hears like, what do you think? Miami. That's Miami. You don't hear nothing like, what's Orlando type?
Dude, but if I heard Miami, I think
genre.
like what he was doing originally, like DJing and like houses, just
Doing
parties.
DJing, that's
like
I mean,
for us living here.
that's Uncle Luke. Can we go?
It's just literally a party town. Like,
Yeah,
like
it's just
Saturday,
party.
Sunday, their clubs are open 24 hours.
And I think it's still like that out here.
Yeah.
Like I still think like celebrities, a lot of celebrities have like residential suites in Miami,
South Beach.
and you know what I'm saying. And like they're not going really to Orlando, but I mean, if you want to see Mickey, their family's going to Orlando. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
While they party, the wife and the kids are in Disney. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to use that word in this podcast.
Unfortunately,
you can't get around it when you're over here in Florida, man.
Sucks.
It's crazy. They own so much out here. But yeah, hey, shouts out to the mouse, man. Shouts out to the mouse. But yeah, that's good, man. So I'm glad that you're like still in the music, and you know, like a lot of people, you changed the route, and it's also you must have felt accomplished, and you did enough with the house music that you just wanted to let me pick up my guitar again.
I did feel that way, but I also did feel big, like, man, I'm letting a lot of people down. But, you know, who knows? I might, you know, go.
It'll come back all in the 360, man.
Come back again.
There's just some things we have to do first.
Yeah,
and
this
then,
is
you know,
the priority because I'm paying on.
yeah.
And
Do you have any projects coming up?
I have things that I may or may not be at liberty to speak about at this moment. But yes, there are things in work. These things do take time.
Definitely.
You know, we're trying to have things sound professional, and we're not trying to sound entirely like a bunch of amateurs. So, you know, we're trying to do things the right way. And that's, for me, I hold that important, making sure things are done well and right. But at the same time, if we do have hurdles, like sometimes we do, even today, you know, it might feel like right now we have some hurdles, but we're still going on and we're still getting this thing done. So
Perseverance.
shouts out to that.
Yeah. Shouts out to that, man. Good. That's nice. I like to hear that. So, with that being said, getting things done. Food days. So with things like that, have you, because I know we go to Backstage, you know, and every Sunday you come to Backstage for years. Shouts out to Backstage Billiards, man. International Drive, Backstage. That's
the one
that's
thing
where we met.
We all
solely in common.
Yeah.
Is that
We all
play pool.
That's my escape. That's, you know, yours.
No, definitely.
That's my
I know it's yours.
And for those of you guys that don't know, Backstage Billiards is a place on I Drive. Play pool, play darts. They got a foosball table.
just won by Disney.
There's also another one by Disney.
LBVs like things, right?
LBV type things. That's right next to the Kissimmee. You're kind of by the mouse.
Or
And but we're usually at, if you guys might want to run into Dave or run into New York or run into Calix, you'll be at the iDrive backstage. And yeah, it's an awesome place. That's a topic for another time, another segment. But let's get on Dave. So you make crazy pizzas there, from what I hear.
Well, no,
You make crazy things.
I spend my own money and I experiment on pizzas.
Exactly.
I just try things that work, but it's just because I've worked there for so long
Yeah.
that anything you think you could put on a pizza, I've done it.
Exactly. So let's
Question-
kind of get into that.
is that for yourself or
It's for myself. I don't sell anything to customers
Okay.
because
Stay in the range, though.
the owner is very, straight on. This is my product. I have to respect that. So
No,
when I do
definitely.
things, I do it out of my own pocket, my own cost, and I just wanted, I put beef stroganoff on a pizza,
That's what I want to talk about. So like
hamburger helper.
You know what I'm
literally
saying?
Made hamburger helper, put it on just the normal pie crust because pie crust is a dime a dozen. It's not that expensive, and then throwing cheddar cheese on top of it and baking it, and did it work? And I mean, I think the craziest.
that's what I want to know.
Oh,
That's what I want to know.
that's so stupid.
Come on, let's
But I thought I could do stir fry.
don't build this anticipation.
I thought I could do stir fry on a pizza. I did sweet and sour chicken stir fry and threw it on a pizza, and I didn't think about it because in the Asian cultures they really don't use a lot of cheese, and if they do, I don't know of what cheese they use.
Yeah.
I don't know of an Asian cheese because that's really like European, Eastern European type things. From France up to Spain and Germany, and they doesn't even go that far into Sweden either. But cheese is like that whole southeast, or whatever Europe. So I tried
What just didn't
sweet
work out?
sour sauce, what is it? Cashews, carrots, onions.
No. You see,
It just didn't work because on a stir fry, I mean, you can do all that and put it on top of rice, and you have a nice little glaze, and it's banging. And don't do that. No, don't do that on a pizza.
Don't do it on pizza.
And then you know what? And then on the opposite end, now one of my favorites that I've created that it's actually a New York thing, and a friend of mine had told me about it. It's
Move that a little bit. My bad. I don't want to interrupt you.
it's chicken Caesar salad pizza, which is amazing. It's literally just
salad pizzas.
what you do is literally just put cheese and then grilled chicken down, and then after you get done with that, throw some lettuce or romaine lettuce. Put your own salad dressing on it. You got to let it cool, and then just add Parmesan and Reggiano, and that's it. And you could do this at home. Chicken Caesar salad. And here's the kicker. You can literally do this from any pizza shop in the world. If they sell chicken as a topping, ask for a pizza with no sauce. Now, this is a
I'm gonna do that. Our next time that we're hitting
All right,
having
we're gonna do a
our
hat.
next episode, that's what we're doing.
All right,
we're
it's
gonna
a
have
hat.
that pizza.
You can do this as a hat. Just get a pizza, no sauce, cheese, and chicken. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. As soon as the pizza comes, it's going to be a little lukewarm because it's not going to be fresh like it came out of the oven.
Yeah.
Take romaine lettuce, chop it up, throw it on top of it, and then put your favorite Caesar dressing on top of that, and then add a little bit of Parmesan or Reggiano. And I'm telling you, that alone on any pizza is going to be good. It's going to taste good. And you got to think that the crust is acting like your croûte.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, so that's
I'm big into trying these.
trying.
But you always tell me you had the other one. It was like a Alfredo chick. Was it
Chicken Alfredo. I've done that
Did you
before.
do the chicken Alfredo?
I've done that before. Yeah, that's the easy one. But I had
And there's
pasta.
another one that you do with white cheese. It's just all white. There's
No, that's a Bianca. That's a
that's
regular
Bianca.
one.
See,
No,
I've
that's-
never had that.
See, that's
I
a
had it first time when you made it.
that's a mom and pop staple, which is they call it white pizza, and it's typically made with ricotta and mozzarella.
Okay.
I can't give away how we make it in our shop,
Okay, no more Easter egg.
but that's typically what it is, and they call it a Bianca, which translates to white pizza. So because there's no red sauce on it,
Okay.
and it's savory because
It's actually
really
pretty good.
cheesy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually. You ever had that?
I actually did. I was doing some DoorDash actually. A customer.
You stole somebody's. You stole.
I don't know. So what happened?
Just took a bite. I just took a bite of it.
So I go to the pizza where the GPS tells me. The lobby people don't want me to go up, so I call the lady. Hey, I'm downstairs, and she's like, "Okay, I can't go down with my baby. Can you just leave it?"
The baby? No, the pizza. I know.
So yeah, I was like, "All right, let me just place it over here," and I'll send a picture of it. She was like, "No, you know what? Take it." And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. That's you have a baby. I feel bad.
And they didn't let you go up to give it to her?
Yeah, no, the guy was a jerk.
Was that at the Florida Mall Hotel?
No.
Because I know they do that. The Florida Mall Hotel Conference Center. There's certain because they don't want people just roaming their hotels, and that comes from restaurants. This is shitty. They try to flyer and advertise their place, and they'll go through all these floors and just throw their flyers under people's doors, which is literally soliciting.
Yeah,
and you're not allowed to do that in hotels. And that's a big thing down here in Orlando.
I get it. I mean,
because we got a bunch of tourists. Yeah, so a lot of hotels, they stop people from just going randomly rooms.
That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense.
I'm here in Florida.
That's crazy, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's tourists.
Like, oh, yeah. But you had some of that pizza, though.
I did. It was so...
It was so fire, right? Like, it's a different taste.
Yeah, if you're local pizzeria.
But I'm a big marinara guy, so it's like, I just like a marinara on the pizza. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for that not to hide, and I still doing my, I was like, all right, that's
that's the pizza that got me into pizza. 24 years ago, I never had a Bianca. I went to the shop that I currently work at that I've been at for 24 years. My sister ordered it and said, oh, you never had a Bianca before? No. Ate it. Week later, I got a job there. I haven't left. I'm like her.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So basically, the Bianca pizza
is
your whole life.
That's my Messiah.
It's around the whole life.
That's my pizza Jesus.
Look,
my pizza Jesus is a Bianca.
That's my Bianca.
That's my Bianca.
Okay, interesting. Nice. So, what is the favorite over there of, like, what's the craziest thing someone made you? Let's not say favorite. The craziest thing someone told you, like, to come up with and that you made.
I don't know. Nobody's ever, like, requested anything. It's more customers come up with the most bizarre.
Not at the job, like, even on your personal.
Anchovies.
Anchovies.
That got phased out, man. Like, a lot of places stopped selling it because it's so hard to, like, come by. And they spoil because nobody really eats them. So a lot of places don't even sell them anymore. Like, we don't sell them just because they weren't pushed enough. And we like keeping our products fresh. But I could say I have pineapple tattooed on me. So, but
tattoo. Let me see that again.
I just got
it up, right?
Well, almost. I got the checkerboard
so
added.
You got the onion rings.
Onion rings. That's curly fries. Man, burger. I got pizza, Chinese takeout, taco, and then little bangers. But this is all going. It's going to the Rick and Morty tattoo, opening the portal up. But pineapple being on a pizza, and I never had this. This guy ordered a pizza, and it's pineapple, bacon, onions, jalapenos, and fresh garlic. And I just was like, say what?
That's just too much, man.
Because it's just sweet, savory, and spicy.
I do like pineapple.
We had that discussion last podcast.
Oh, you guys were talking about pineapple?
Yeah, pineapple's on a pizza. No way.
Yes, but believe it or not.
So the thing is, Hawaiian pizza is a totally different thing.
That's Canadian.
That's what. Yeah, we just learned that.
You guys didn't know that?
But they put pineapples on their pizza. But a Hawaiian pizza is with bacon.
No, it's ham. It's ham and pineapple. It's
just ham
and pineapple.
Oh,
so I made a believer out of this girl at Racetrack because I had a pepperoni pineapple pizza. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
that I made for myself. The reason that a lot of people don't like Hawaiian pizzas is because ham is already so sweet in itself because it's fatty, rich, and it's a little too salty. Sometimes it's salty or sweet, or it depends on what kind of ham you're using. So that can be overbearing on the palate.
Okay.
So I offset it by using pepperoni because pepperoni is a little spicy and it kind of dumbs that
So
sweet
pepperoni
down.
with the pineapple.
Right, and then the pepperoni gets a better texture because it gets nice and crispy, so it doesn't feel like you're eating something so overly sweet.
Gotta get that cup, like those cup.
Right, pepperoni cups. Yeah,
Ooh, those are fire.
try pepperoni and pineapple, and I guarantee you.
So I can't be biased because I haven't tried pineapple on a pizza. So I really can't say anything.
The girl.
I only say it because it's like,
I'll put you
I would never, like, I can't.
See, she said the same thing, and I said, "Have you ever tried it?" She said, "No." I brought it to the racetrack.
So
I had 2 left over from my lunch. She ate it. And she goes, "I hate you." She's like, "I can't believe it. I actually like it." I'm like,
No, you
Might
see,
walk
bro,
out.
like, and I don't want that to happen either.
Right.
Like, what if I actually like it?
"Yeah." That's what.
Yeah.
I would go crazy. Pineapple. This is my favorite pizza. Right? I get chicken, I get beef, steak, pineapple, onion.
On the pizza.
Yeah.
What?
Mushroom, spinach.
See, no. I'm against that one. Mushroom and pineapple do not belong together.
Mushroom, pineapple, onion,
No.
steak, chicken, beef.
I'm with you.
Bro,
so you
how
said,
does
look,
that? How does this pizza stay up?
do you know how mushrooms are grown? Okay, I'm with all that, but mushroom
Wow,
is
this
dirt.
is crazy.
Mushroom is literally grown out of dirt, and you know, even in professional restaurants, you cannot soak mushrooms because they absorb the water. You actually have to like take a brush and like brush off the
Okay.
dirt. So literally, you're eating sweet dirt. It's when you put mushrooms and pineapple together.
It's fire.
I don't know
why.
See, and that's another one I don't fucking agree with because I got people that do that. And I think that's gross.
No, let's make it so sweet.
Dirt.
Yeah,
I know this is like that's
that probably made a fire song.
And I'm
do that right after this podcast.
down.
Lord, that sweet dirt pizza.
Well, it won't be a pizza, but sweet dirt is a good inspiration for any.
Hey, that'd be a good segue to like herbs, sweet dirt, like that. Hey, you know.
I like it. So, with being on the topic about, let's start away from a little bit of. Matter of fact, do you fold your pizza?
Yes, if because it's
You have to fold it.
no. Do I feel that I have to? No. It depends on how big it is. Like
Whoa, buddy.
Was
Relax.
Well, I mean, it depends on if it's an actual like 16 to 18 inch size pizza.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it's like the commercial pizzas that are like 12, 14 inch.
Like you talking like kind of those New Yorker.
it's
pizzas.
only when a plateful.
Well, yeah, basically.
I get that.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm
It's like in Chicago, we cut our pizzas in. I've always
Squares.
grew up in squares.
Yes.
So there was no reason for me to fold a pizza.
So that really is.
yeah,
Most definitely.
it's a huge thing.
I love.
Well, no, I always typically do square cut, but before when I used to work at Papa John's, we used to call it Chicago cut, and then they stopped and they just call it square cut.
It's the same. It is Chicago.
Some political.
Yeah.
But it's also Detroit because Detroit's they
the
do
Midwest,
deep
the
dish.
Midwest, yeah, they do
Yeah.
that too. So I grew up on that, so I didn't really have to fold my pizza. So when I come down there, you could meet an Italian. It's like you fucking don't you ever trust anybody that doesn't fold their pizza. All right? If he folds his pizza, then how quick he'll tell the cops on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what? It's like yeah, I feel like New Yorkers like you have to fold your pizza, and it's still
yeah.
dripping on their white t-shirt and stuff.
That's
you know?
poor product though. When a
And it's
pizza
dripping
is
like
dripping like that because they're using whole milk. So whole milk is like watery. So you can tell the quality of a pizza just by the drip and the sauce. Because if you start getting heartburn, all they did was open up a can, threw a couple spices in and said, here you go, here's your sauce. It's garbage, man.
Yeah, you see stuff like that and stuff like that.
It's like Pizza Hut is tomato paste. It's predominantly
I love
tomato.
Pizza Hut.
It's tomato paste and water. That's it.
I love pizza.
If you want to make pizza at home, get a dough from like Publix or something. Stop going to pizzerias and asking them if you can buy one of their dough balls or not. If they're a good one, they're not going to sell it to you. But go find a dough and then take tomato paste, put it in a bowl, water, mix it up. There's your base. That's Pizza Hut sauce, 100%.
Yeah, no, I would make a way better sauce than that.
Oh, yeah.
Take San Marzano tomato,
There you go.
garlic, basil.
That's what I'm talking.
You know what I mean?
It's like,
A little
that's what I'm
onions,
talking
salt,
Yep.
pepper, and you're done.
Yep.
It's little things that make a difference, right?
Well,
I guess.
Well, I mean, like onions, I wouldn't use fresh onions. I do use dehydrated onions because, like, even in Asian cooking, they don't use fresh, what do you call it, garlic. They use dehydrated garlic and then rehydrate it themselves.
And
That's shelf life.
I use that, and then I use garlic powder and onion powder as well.
Yeah, see, that I would probably do more. Because if I'm making a sauce, like my own bolognese, I'm going to use fresh onions. You know, I'm not going to use the dehydrated shit.
Yeah. No, but I like to eat both sometimes because you get a different taste.
Yeah, taste, texture.
Sometimes I like to put, what is it? Like sun-dried tomatoes as well in like oil. I throw that sometimes in there.
And the sauce, I would use it more as
Sometimes no, well, it's like in a jar. So then I use it to cook things. Like I make other chicken dishes with that. Sometimes it's so. I gotta make something here and there.
So how do you feel like filet mignon? Right, a lot of people will eat that with a wine.
Oh God,
Is that how do you eat steak? Some people eat steak
well,
with
typically
like red wine with like a steak, and it accents the steak in such a way.
well because there's herbs and there's herbs in the wine.
Okay.
So this is the fermentation of wine. Some have like certain herbs and things that they do in it to spice it up. And then as it's sat longer and things like that, it's
so with that wine, it accentuates the steak.
Yeah. So, and then some people even you use a wine sauce. So you're taking the wine that hopefully
to cook the steak with?
To cook, well, you don't cook the steak with it. You use the drippings from the steak. And then that's what you may use a red wine reduction glaze. So you do that after you've cooked, say you cooked your steak in a pan, add a little bit of red wine and a little bit of beef broth and just mix that together with a little bit of salt and pepper and you reduce the fucking shit out of that. I mean, it takes like a good 10 minutes. But then once it looks like it's about to start getting close to burning, you just take it off the heat, throw a couple knobs of butter, and that's a red wine reduction. And then that same wine that you used, typically you use a cheaper wine, but you can use a more expensive wine. You can drink it and you can taste it with your meal.
Okay.
But if you're going to eat like steaks or red meats, you go with red wines. And then lighter meats like chicken and fish, you do like white wines and things like that. You don't
like
go
if we were doing, like, let's say you went to Burger King and grabbed the burger, so then you get a bottle of Hennessy.
Hell no, I get a beer.
I get a beer.
I'll get a beer.
Yeah, that's how it does. Okay, so it's like, so if you make sandwiches at the house, then you get the OE.
Yeah,
like that's it goes like that. If you get in a filet mignon, you got to get the red.
No, you get natty ice for a sandwich. You get freaking red wine for a fillet.
I wouldn't even drink red wine. I probably just drink whiskey
with the steak.
With any steak, yeah.
I think you just like the whiskey though. But
no, well,
you think
I just like steak and whiskey together.
That like should be the name of the song.
I bet you a good burger.
That too.
Whiskey people.
A whiskey burger. Don't they do like Jack Daniels? I don't know if it's a real thing.
They used to do that at Friday.
And they call it something else. I think it's called like a virgin thing.
It's supposed to be like a sauce, right?
Probably because some type of partnership issues, problems with me. But it's been a minute.
What about music? Music and food. Like in restaurants.
That's another good topic because it's like, right? Like, do you want to listen to Beethoven when you're like in this like fine dining where it's like, you know, it's...
Or do you want to listen to Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
You're not at a party, you're eating dinner.
Does it matter what the food and the music, like, I hear it does. I hear it does.
That does.
It does affect like you when you wanting this type of food.
It affects the customer's experience because of the employees also. Because look at what the employees have to listen to. So if they're listening to that kind of music, it's going to affect their attitude.
Influence.
And then that could affect, I would say it could mess with your taste buds on that.
That's because I'm trying to tell you. That's why
if you're excited and you want to get going and eat and you're listening to something that's like fast paced, you're just like, shit, man, I got to get out of here, man.
Yeah. But they did like a research if someone told you, hey, man, this is the most amazing burger. And then you already have the attentions of it being an amazing burger. So even if it wasn't, you kind of talked yourself into it was already going to be amazing.
Right.
And then someone telling you that this shit sucks. And it's an actually amazing burger.
Right.
But then now your brain automatically you automatically, your taste buds put in your brain and receptive that it's gonna suck.
Yeah, but that also happens like when you have
So you
an
gotta think
attitude
yourself
problem,
out.
or say you're fighting with your chick or significant other,
And you don't want to eat.
and then you know you have to eat, but you're in such a shitty mood
Got
that
the
even you're like, damn it, the food doesn't even taste
You
good.
know what I'm
Because
saying?
that should it makes sense.
That's the real thing. It's like the emotions,
Right.
brain. Like our brain is so powerful that we don't understand some of these things.
Well, it's all connected.
So it's like setting, and the food, man, is you gotta.
That was supposed to be the original name of my channel. Was supposed to be Taste Buds. You know that? Because I was going to do it with a couple buddies, and then it was all about the taste buds, and then I was going to talk about accenting flavors and things. And I just, like everything else, trial and error.
Food days.
You move
That's
it out.
why I like about the name, because
and then
like
that's
you went on a daze on like this
is
my vision.
and the logo, like I'll send you the logo.
No, yeah,
But the logo
nice. I've
has
seen it,
like
yeah.
my silhouette with just spinning,
yeah.
like you got hit in the back of the head with a pan by Tom and Jerry, and then all you see is food floating around.
No,
Because food, it is. It's confusing. It's
and
exciting, and we need to live.
we need it, just like we need water.
Oh yeah.
We need food, and we need. It's like,
I'm not chasing none.
no, you have one. Hey, you already did your job, right? You're like, this mine now. Don't have to find any more. That's a great job. You're doing better than us, buddy. I love it. Now, good for you, man. Man, shouts out to your wife, for putting up with your
Strong, bro. I've been putting up with my
gosh, putting up with your shit. So
people.
yeah. So let's get into a little bit. I know you wanted to talk about like the differences of we a little bit get into it, like fine dining, home cooked food.
Well,
And like
you got to
the
think
difference between those.
everybody's busy in life, so not everybody has time to cook, and we get it, man. And the shitty part is the fast food life sucks. We were actually talking about preservatives.
Oh yeah.
And like, coconut water, things like that.
Yeah, that was one thing that I wanted to ask him, because coconut water is something I drink nearly daily.
Coconut water?
Coconut water, I drink that every
I had it one time. It's decent. It's good.
So
But what
I
if you
just don't
get
think
it?
myself drinking it so much. I felt like it was too much.
Well, the preservatives that were in it.
now check this out. So there's a lot of different types of coconut water, a lot of brands.
Yeah.
Right? There's some brands that sell expensive coconut water. There's some brands that sell inexpensive coconut water. There's some that are $2. There's some that are $5 for a little bottle. The difference that you typically see with those are labeling. Usually, like the expensive ones, they label non-GMO, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But one important thing is that they label 100% coconut water. That's usually what is more.
That can't be the truth, though.
No,
Now, it
At
depends.
all.
it's not.
It depends on certain things. Now, let's say a typical brand like Goya, they have 80% coconut water. What's the other 20% water, sugar?
Natural flavors. What are natural flavors?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
This is why I segued into that, because that is in all our food. What the fuck are natural flavors? So you have to be masked on this, because those preservatives that's keeping that coconut water alive is also in almost everything on fast food, because you have to have shelf stable food to sell to the public, and it has to reach the FDA's approval, which is not the world. It's the United States, which is also silly, because some countries, they don't even have McDonald's.
But now listen to this. What also is categorized as natural flavors. Things like fillers. Let's say what they call cellulose, which is like basically sawdust.
Yep. That's in coffee.
That's in cheese.
That's ridiculous.
There's a lot of things, right? They use it as an anti-clumping.
Bro, we use bad things all the time, like cheese, like we wait till like the milk goes bad.
That's because
like,
it's not
like
100.
going bad, reuse it.
Dude, some
That
pizza
goes bad,
shops,
and then we reuse that. And it's like, man,
there's plastic in it.
it's like whatever the first guy put in it, that's going bad too. So how bad is this game? You know what I'm saying? Just because it tastes good doesn't mean that it's good for you to eat.
It's not good for you to consume.
Listen to the business, how it works when you have, let's say, 100% coconut water versus 80% coconut water. get the coconuts right from your source. You cut it open. You have in there 100% coconut water in that coconut, not 50% coconut water. It's 100%. You put that all in a tank, and then the business owner, they want to find out how to make the most profit. What do? They start throwing things in there to bulk up their stuff. Similar to like other industries what people do. In gold, people put different metals inside gold when they melt it, and then they say, "Oh, this is 10 karat," or whatever it is. But it's really like other stuff in there as well.
Well, they're breaking it down.
Cut it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this today. Like, what about this like nice idea? It's probably shouldn't even say. Somebody's probably gonna take it, but coconut water called no cut, and then branding. Of course, I don't want to take. I don't know what this guy was.
See, but it wouldn't work because the reason that they're doing this and these companies do this to all their products is because of longevity. You can't, if you take coconut, like you were saying, top the coconut off, pour that liquid into a bowl or into a glass, its shelf stable is only going to be about 4 days before it starts to spoil. So they add all these preservatives and things in, so it'll last longer at a shelf stable. And that's how they're selling it so much. And that goes back to like gold. They'd have
a shelf.
8 ounces of gold, but now I can add metals to it and I got 16 ounces of gold. I'm going to make more money by selling twice the amount of the product. They're going to make more money by preserving it, make it last longer, and it sits on the shelf for 6 months. That's why we have these expiration dates.
Imagine that. Imagine what all of those things are with all these different shelf lives, what it's doing to us.
But see, this is where it comes down to cooking at home, eating at like fast food, and eating at what I call sit-down restaurants, and that's like the Chili's, Fridays, things like that. And then you have fine dining. Now, there's a problem with all of these industries. With fine dining, you're only catering to about 1% of the community. I don't care if you are the most average American person, you are not in the 1%. You are not going every single day and spending $200 on yourself eating at a fine dining restaurant to have proper chicken that was raised on a farm by Farmer Dan, where he was tending to it, making sure that it ate natural when he was wiping its ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Next week's podcast. Farmer Dan's next week's podcast.
But where he's wiping the chicken's ass and making sure that it's prepped properly, and that's what they're doing in these fine dining restaurants. That's why some of these chefs, it's like these TV chefs, they have these $1 million restaurants, and guess what? They're catering to 1%. Average American.
Yeah, I can't.
Right.
They tried to give me sardines on the side in the Caesar salad. No, I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to give you sardines
or
on the side.
anchovies.
Put them in our dressing.
Yeah, it's anchovies.
Anchovies. You see, that's why I don't put in there.
But then the typical family will go and have a sit down at least once a week. Well, they used to in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Go to what I call sit-down restaurants like Chili's, whatever. And people they do that when they go on vacations, things like that. That's better quality than the fast food, but it's GMO product, beefs, things that they're going to mass produce, all the preservatives. And that's things that we go to on a frequent basis, like at least once or twice a week. Even I'll go out to one of those places.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I was on my way here, what I do? Stop at Taco Bell. You know what I mean?
I stopped that, yeah.
Even I had
popcorn earlier, and that was probably part of the reason that I was here at 6:30 and not 6 o'clock. But it's like,
But it's the convenience, too.
It is. It was like, boom, I know I was going to be in and out, and I was going to have great food for a great price.
See, and that's where not a lot of people can do that. But
so that's where that comes into play, where it's like, oh, $25. Nowadays, man, you go to McDonald's, $25? You're just a number one in like
six nuggets.
Bro, it's crazy.
So,
I was like talking about it earlier. I was like, $5. I used to feed all my friends with $5. Like, go to McDonald's, we getting this, we getting like burgers for everybody, bro.
Yeah, $1 burgers.
Boom.
Well, I put out a short about that because I was like, I don't understand how I spend $15 at McDonald's for a number one Big Mac meal, but yet I can go to Chili's, spend $10.99, get a burger that I at least know isn't made with plastic and doesn't freaking deteriorate. And
you get
it's better for me. Hell, I don't even need a server. I'll get it to go. And at least their French fries don't look like they were French fries from 3 years ago if I let it sit on the counter for a day. It's just, I don't understand how that shit doesn't rot. But we were talking about that. And it's the preservatives. It's just an abundant amount of all that stuff. And we're putting this in our body.
No, that's
We're putting this in our, like, is it preserving our insides?
bro.
You know that they did a study with
live
Mountain Dew.
forever.
Yeah, you want to know Starship Troopers? You want to live forever, right? But like they did a study with Mountain Dew. If you drink Sesame Mountain Dew and you caught fire, you know your insides won't. They won't. It's flame retardant. Mountain Dew's flame retardant.
What?
Yeah, they won't catch fire.
Fuck.
I swear to God,
And
I
I
read this
heard
somewhere.
that it kills your sperm cells too. It kills your
Because
sperm
of caffeine.
All right, so that's a friend now.
Like what?
Yeah.
Nah, that's free.
Shouts out to the firemen. I
Shouts
respect
out
those
to
guys.
the
They every day they're there. They're the first
But-
ones to
but
pull up on the scene.
Go back, OG, and just learn to make some of these things at home, because you can get a pound of ground beef, and at least a pound of ground beef in the grocery store is better than the
And you
McDonald's
get to
burger.
choose what you want. You
Right, and you can
healthy.
size it the
Healthy.
way you want it, and then make your own burger. And it's not hard to make a smash burger. The biggest thing is what they call a Maillard reaction, which comes from a French
gotta
term.
like have sex while you make it, right?
That's so.
Smash burger.
But you let it's cooking the sugars in the meat, and that's what's giving it that texture and a little darkness on it. It's called the Maillard reaction. It was actually a doctor that discovered it. And you're literally cooking all these sugars, and that's what's giving it that look. The same thing
Okay.
with steaks. And as long as you're getting everything at its proper temperature, then you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, I
Use a
love
temperature
home-cooked
probe.
burgers,
Yeah.
man. They're amazing. I lived off of that. My mom all the time. Home cooked burgers with the sliced potatoes, man.
Yeah.
Like real potatoes, right
Yep.
on a little bit of canola oil. You good. But yeah, we're about to wrap it up in about maybe 5 more minutes. Talk a little bit. Anything else you kind of want to talk about, or
Michelin star restaurants. Do you know where that came from?
what's it called?
Michelin star restaurants.
I have, yeah. A couple of years ago, I was actually getting into like the cooking thing. I was watching all of like Gordon Ramsay shows. So,
We can stay longer too.
Oh yeah, no, I'm down, dude. I'll
yeah.
stay as long as I'm.
what I found out is Michelin is a
It's a tire company.
company, you know, so it was basically about like going the distance to those things, like which restaurants were more worth it.
Okay, so
The distance, basically.
what
Oh,
happened? Okay,
that's a great
so
concept.
this is what Michelin did in 1926. 1926, the Michelin Tire Company, because they're based in Europe, what they would do was that was a roadmap, and they would give out road maps when you got new tires in your car. Well, they decided to add restaurants on their roadmap because people need to take breaks when they're driving. So they would rate them with stars.
What?
1 star being okay, and all the way up to 5 stars being badass, kick-ass restaurant.
Yeah.
It is such a farce because it goes back to the 1%.
Yep.
And this is where like 5-star Michelin restaurants, who do they cater to? 1%. It's like, who gives a shit if they have a star? Guess what? Tito down the road that has a, well, I guess we won't call them road coaches, but like meal truck.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, his taco is going to taste 10 times better than Taco Bell. But yet he's never going to have a
And his
Michelin
name's
star.
Tito.
And his name is Tito.
Yeah.
You know, Tito's making it right.
Tito's making it right.
I would rather have it from Tito than Jerry.
Oh,
Because it's like, what? Jerry from down the street. It's like, what?
Jerry the neighbor? Jerry the
Jerry the neighbor?
He's for next week's podcast. So we got Jerry.
Like, we know what Jerry.
And
I don't be on Jerry.
who's the other guy? We got the other guy. Farmer Dan.
Farmer Dan. Wiping
I
chickens'
got him.
butts.
Those are my next 2 guests.
He's wiping chickens' butts.
No, but yeah. So that's a great concept though. Like whoever thought of that concept for that company, great advertisement for both restaurants and the tire company.
Yeah.
That was great.
And they did that all
like
around the world. But the thing is, if you get Michelin star rating, they don't tell you that they're there rating you. They just go there, take notes on a little pad.
It's like
And-
secret shopper.
Yeah, we actually have a couple of Michelin star restaurants in Orlando now. And there really wasn't a lot. There's probably about 6 or 7 of them. There's one on Mills that's Asian cuisine. It's sort of like street fare. Yeah, I think it's right by
So with that, you don't apply to get it. You know,
No, it's 100% just random. It's secret. They come in. Yeah. And the thing is, they send you a little plaque saying you were Michelin star rated, and then that year, you might not get it the following year. That's why Gordon Ramsay is such a big thing, because he was one of the youngest men that started a restaurant to get a Michelin star, and he ended up getting like 3 or 4 of them.
Interesting.
So, but all over a fucking tire company. Like, what does a tire company know about food?
They want to sell tires. So they tell you, go outside here. Look at this roadmap. Look what you can do with these tires. You can go on the road.
Oh yeah, that was good. And to put like driving to what restaurants, worth the distance.
Right.
That's kind of a cool concept. So talking about Gordon Ramsay, you've been to one of his restaurants?
I've been to Hell's Kitchen. And I went to the fish and chips place. Yeah.
Wow, how was that? You liked it?
I liked it. My wife didn't.
What?
My wife had the beef Wellington and she absolutely hated it.
Yeah?
Well, she didn't like the texture of it, and that she's not big on mushrooms. See, I dig it. The sticky toffee pudding is where it's at, though. That shit is so fun.
That's where that's in Vegas?
Yeah, there's one. I went to the one in Vegas. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Did you have
Also
the beef Wellington?
No, the main was beef Wellington, and then the appetizer was scallions. Yeah, scallions, and then the before that they gave me like this
Scallions with what?
Scallops. Sorry, scallop. It was scallops. This beef.
So
they're so easy to cook. You can eat them raw.
no,
No, believe there's a place in Georgia. There's a place that you can go scallop shucking, and you can literally eat them right out of the sea.
they're eating them raw, dog.
Don't be honest, but I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to try.
Try scallops though.
Dude,
As soon as
scallops are.
it's a sweet.
It's the shell that opens up like that, and it's the little.
That was like a clam.
It's sort of clams are different.
Not-
Those are mussels.
You never see the shell. It just looks like a cylinder one.
Yeah.
Like a.
It literally.
You eat it like
It looks like a hockey puck. It's not. It's
I
literally
just had oysters the other day for the first time. So
oysters.
Oh.
Yeah, I like oysters.
We had that.
They're a little slimy.
we
but
had it. I was just like, so I don't eat stuff like that. So I don't know.
Nah,
I'm
it's way
waiting
better
with
than that.
trying new
Yeah,
things
scallops
nowadays.
are really.
Yeah, that's way better than that. But some
Crazy.
pasta, dog. They just like pan sear them. They're golden.
Oh yeah,
Have some salt, pepper. You don't even need to put.
yeah. A little bit of chives on top, and perfect. Even parsley, whatever. So good. But now, so on the other end, so going from Hell's Kitchen, I went to where we have is called the Eye here in Orlando, and right in front of the Eye they have Gordon Ramsay's fish and chip place. That place fucking sucks.
Man, it looked like I've seen it from the
And it's
outside.
so basic.
It's crazy how the outside I was just like, nah.
That's just to make money.
Well, the thing is, the British palate is not that like. They don't use a lot of spices.
They don't.
So for that, fish and chips is really basic. It's just French fries and fucking cod,
Fish.
and it's batter. And it's just, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. And I like fish and chips, but that was so basic. It was like,
Man,
no.
I don't eat seafood at all. but
Neither do
scallops.
I.
I tried it. I tried squid in New York.
I will not eat squid.
It was like fried squid. It was like some Korean vodka.
Calamari, I'm not big
My
on that.
boy put me on it today. It was like, yo, try it. I was like, I never had that, but I was like, all right, let me try it. And I was like, okay, I'll fuck with it, but now let me mix it with everything else because for me to eat something that I don't rarely eat, I have to eat it.
See, I'm scared of like seafood because you can get sick from it and whatnot. So the biggest thing for seafood that I eat is crab legs, lobster, like the shellfish.
I do want to try it.
I love shellfish like that. But the thing is, there's so many people that have allergies to it. So
Yeah.
luckily, I was blessed, and I don't have those allergies. I'm from a Harvard.
Said I was blessed.
I mean, I'm not
I love
Harvard. I'm
shellfish.
from New England, so I grew up. I didn't even know this, eating fish and seafood a lot until I moved down here when I was 4 or 3 or 4. After that, my mom said I just stopped, and I've gone back up north, had seafood. It's the water. I can't stand the seafood in the South. I just don't eat it.
And you don't like it down here?
No, because the water, it's warmer water, and I firmly believe that matters, and also being in a harbor. So if you go to like Miami or you go to like Daytona Beach or places like that, and you're getting fresh caught seafood, I'm willing to try it. Even when I went to Hawaii, I had mahi-mahi, and I thought it was good. But
Like I've never dived too much into that.
but when you're inland, it's like iced, and the fish is just not caught that day, and
No,
it just
I
has that
agree.
fucking seafood
A lot
taste.
of people travel though to like if they really want
Right.
seafood, they'll go to Clearwater or they'll go to Cocoa Beach and like come back over here.
Right.
And like stuff.
So that makes a huge difference. So inland, I just don't mess with seafood. It's just give me the turf stuff, man. Give me something I can step on and eat. Well, not like that. Yeah.
It's like, look at this road. That's what we step on.
Oh no, it's a rat burger. It's a rat burger.
Hell yeah.
That was probably the best part of Demolition Man. It's a pretty good rat burger. You want to bite?
Demolition Man.
Oh yeah,
What?
Special Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes.
That was a great movie.
Wesley Snipes, I feel, has done so much with so many people
Oh yeah.
and still didn't do his taxes. like what's wrong with you? You had so much insight by all these people. Like,
That's why Shakira is not allowed in certain countries because she didn't do her taxes.
no way.
Yeah, she's kicked out of a bunch of countries because of the same thing. Making money in other countries, being in the music industry and not paying your taxes.
That's another thing.
Making money in other countries, yeah.
You should start playing the guitar.
So,
like,
but imagine if you go to like Cancun or you're going to like Canada for shows, man, you got to make sure you're not drafting their taxes because you're technically not a resident there. If you go to Japan, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I know if you go to Japan, if you take your passport, you can actually take your passport to like gift shops and things like that, show them it, and they won't tax you because you're not a resident. I just recently found that out from a friend of mine. He goes, "Oh yeah, man, I was spending money left and right and I didn't get taxed one time."
Oh.
And then I'm like, wait, does that happen here? And this is why people from other
you have
countries
to
do that.
apply for the tax exemption.
No, not in Japan.
Right.
They do it with the stamp. It's on your passport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Better.
Yeah, I had no clue that
Because I used to work at the retail at Nautica, and a lot of people used to come. There's like, they used to come and buy like, bro, I'm talking $5,000, $10,000 worth of clothes, and then just be like, oh, I have a tax exempt and I pay no taxes. And I'm just at the register like, whoa, buddy, this is America. We aren't going to tax you, buddy. And if we don't tax you in this store and they let you right out, we're going to rob you when you get out here. You're going to get taxed some way. No, I'm just kidding. But they actually had a piece of paper and everything that was like, they're from another country, they own a business, and this and that. We couldn't tax them. There was like a thing we had to do and call the manager, and they just, no tax. And I'm just like, this guy's living the life, right? It's just like, how you come into my country and you don't get taxed, and I'm in my country and I'm getting taxed every day. God damn you. No, but yeah, tax is great.
Oh man, yeah. But same thing when you go to casinos, you got to pay taxes if you win.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like I already gave you like $500 to win $2,000.
What if you put $1 and won $1 million?
I think you still have to pay. You get in Florida, it's 33.3%.
I feel like, what if you didn't put so much money and you won? What if you're on the over? I want to tax you. I want to tax you though.
No, I had to pay tax.
This is my house.
I had to pay taxes in 2020 because of winning the national pool championship.
Oh, that's it does. They charge taxes.
They tax you.
You have to win for
Well, we went just before the world was about to end and the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
It was literally the end of the world.
Was that 2019?
2020. It was literally 2020. And we ended up, you guys went with us, right?
Yeah. We ended up getting like 13th place or something that year.
Yeah, but we paid our way to enter the pool tournament. Went undefeated. We were the first team from Florida. Shout out to the Assassins. That was the team I was on at the time. And we went completely undefeated, won the 2020 National Pool Championship. So I got that under my belt.
Oh, definitely. You are a national champion.
I'm a national pool champion, so I got lucky there. And
that was a very intense match, too.
Yeah.
Because it was different. It was like COVID years. So, like,
right.
Everyone was watching you guys because it was like no one had really nothing to do. So, a lot of people just came from other teams, like, what's happening? The world is ending.
2020.
Okay.
The world was ending, but we still.
The world was ending when we were playing. When we got that trophy. But the thing is, they taxed us because we split. I think it was like just under $6,000 between only 5 of us. So we didn't have a full roster because the full roster is 8 players, but you can only use 5 people to play per the 5 matches. So we just had us 5. So we split that, and they taxed us on it. And then here's the crappy part. So literally that night, everything in Vegas was shutting down. Okay. Everything.
First time ever.
All the casinos. Everything was shut. The machines were getting shut off. So we go to this billiards place, Griff's. And Griff's is like one of the oldest pool halls in Vegas. And they were still going. Well, all right, whatever. We hung out there, spent some of our money. Going the next day, they're like, all right, the hotel said you got to get the hell out.
Yeah.
Get on your planes and go home.
Yeah, we had to go.
Well, I was on the very last flight out of Vegas to come to Orlando, and it was like 11 in the afternoon or 11 in the morning.
Crazy.
Driving through Vegas and seeing empty parking lots. You ever seen what was that movie? Dawn of the Dead, or the one that Zach
Hand of the Dead, was it?
But no, it was the one that Zach
Efron.
Snyder did. Army of Dead. How they had all the how Vegas was.
You know.
Yeah, it was Dave Bautista.
Land of the Dead, Army of the Dead.
Yeah, it was. But the way that Vegas,
right?
Yeah,
Director.
How everything in Vegas looked empty. It's how it looked. It looked like a zombie land, bro. It was
really
scary
did.
as shit.
And all the machines were off. The light, it looks very eerie.
Oh yeah, man.
Very eerie.
Because there's like a hump. I don't know what it is. Am I the only one that knows it or feels?
I feel like it's all the electrical.
When you're in a casino, yeah, it's like this buzz. Yeah, it's like that.
Like everything's still running.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it now. I'm sorry. And anybody listening, you guys are gonna notice this, and you're gonna be like, "Son of a bitch! I never noticed that before." There's like this buzz that the machines make that when you're walking through the casino, you know you're in a casino for some reason.
And what you said, it does. Yeah,
I don't know. It messes with your head. But when it's gone and you see the machines, you're like, "This is eerie."
It just sounded. Yeah, it sounded really, really.
I think so. Well, I mean, hey, they do everything to brainwash us. Yeah, I do too.
Everything at the casino, man. They put no windows, so you don't know what time it is.
That's true.
They put no windows in the casino, so you can't see outside.
That's why they give you like free drinks to get you drunk.
They pump oxygen through the vents with the AC,
keep you awake, alert.
You can be more alive and more up. Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. They want you to be awake. They want you to be centered. Now they got chargers right at the machine. You don't even got
wireless ones.
Boom, put all your phone on there. Just charging, bro. Yeah.
Seen that? Really?
Oh yeah, Vegas has all of that, man.
Oh yeah, we even have it at our Hard Rocks because
Vegas was that was a sight to see because I don't think ever. Yeah. I've read about it and I was like, the only time they did that was when they tried to shut down the mafia, but not the whole of Las Vegas was shut down. And even at that point, they weren't making as much as they're making now. You're talking $1 billion hotel casino,
Jesus,
shutting everything down. And I'm talking $1 billion millions a day, bro. They're making millions a day.
Shit, they're making hours there.
Probably
millions? Casinos make millions hours in an hour.
Hourly. One casino.
Oh, yeah. Easy $1 million. I mean, we're talking about, you got to think shows.
So for you to stop that kind of revenue,
right?
That's crazy.
That's an influence. That's the almighty dollar at work. That's an influence, buddy.
Man, that was a crazy year.
Yep.
But hey, man, shouts out to everybody that survived that whole thing, man, and much love. That's why we gotta keep our body healthy. We have to eat the right things because stuff like that can happen at any time and could take any of us out. You know what I'm saying? The older we're getting, the more jeopardy we're putting ourselves into being vulnerable with diseases and bad health. But yeah, I think just cut off. No more recording. So I think that might be wrap up.
Yeah.
Or more video. That was a little session. You want anything to say before,
last thing I want to say, which, I had it lingering in my mind, so I might as well talk about it. I don't know what I'm going to say about it, but he said influence, right before anything, and I wanted to touch on that real quick before we wrap things up.
No, yeah, we're still recording. I don't got no more feed on, visual, but we're good, bro. We could keep doing that.
Last thing I would probably want to ask or say or talk about is influence and find out what influences each of us here today to be here today and do what we're doing. So, just one of y'all want to take it.
Yeah, man. Wait, I appreciate it. It's been fun. It's been a wrap. I mean, hell, I haven't done this, so I've been wanting to do a podcast. I'll eventually get one started sooner or later.
No, yeah. No,
what influence?
He's like, what he's saying. He's asking us what's influence. What's the influence to keep doing what we're doing right now?
Do what you're doing right now. Like, what is it that's calling your attention? That's burning that fire. What's causing this burn and that fire of you to do this.
Because some knowledge that's given out there to people, it doesn't make any sense. And it's just they tell you things that is right, and some things they try to make it their own, and it doesn't work. And people just go off of the narrative. And it's like, I get it, try to go off the beaten path, create your own path, create your own way. But food can really hurt you. And giving not false information, but information that you think is right can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to teach people or show people, just because one person says it's good, that's their opinion.
Yeah.
It's also my opinion. Don't believe anything I say because it's subjective. So, but I want to at least show people that, hey, maybe it is worth your time creating this person's meal, because that's the whole purpose of my channel, is to take other YouTubers' food, recreate it, spend my own hard-earned money so you don't have to, and tell you, was it really worth it, or was it a food Daze? Like, did it really hit the marks that you should be looking for with taste, texture, and flavor? Or was it just something that was just basic and it's like, you could do better on your own? And some people just, it's that false information that they need to know, because there's a couple guys on TikTok that do this, and they do shorts on it with their short videos. Well, I break down the big videos, the ones that take the longest. Like, I remade Gordon Ramsay's shepherd's pie from scratch. And
like stuff like that's good.
Completely recreated it from scratch, and it's amazing. Like, the way he makes shepherd's pie, or mince pie, because shepherd's pie is made with lamb. I love it. I think it's awesome. It's a great way to make it. But then making like this tomato sandwich that I found from one guy, he had a ricotta and all this other stuff, and he tried to make it his own. I'm like, bro, it sucks. Tomato sandwich is just bread, mayonnaise, salt, and pepper, and tomato. That's it. That's a Southern thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Nah, I hear you.
So that's why it's like I'm pushing to like fix all that, and just not really fix it, but at least show people, hey, it's not worth your time and money to try this one. But there's other videos that they made, that the same guy made a braised short rib video. That's the way I make braised short rib now. And it's freaking
and
fire.
that's the influence, you know what I'm saying? And that's keeping you, now you like make that, so that influence is like, man, how more can I influence, you know, on different things, or how can influences influence me? So for real, right? Because like that's it helps you with your channel.
Yeah.
Now it knows you know you got it, like you can cook, you can do it, you know, and that's a big thing about influence. Like, we're doing this, trying to influence, maybe this will influence someone else to do a podcast or cook some food, or start doing more home cooking than going to the fast food restaurants.
Start doing music.
You know, somebody might hear you play the guitar and pick up the guitar, and that's influence. And what we keep doing, and that's the thing, that it's so easy to
Spinning top
get discouraged.
What is that? Inception. A dream within a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
A dream.
You know, and a lot of people, you know, they think it's a dream too, so they rather go to sleep, because that's the only time that you can dream, is when you go to sleep.
You're not.
In reality, you have to wake up and live that vision. You know what I'm saying?
What we're doing.
That's exactly what we're doing.
I don't care if I get 5 more followers. I'm still going to continue making videos. I'm going to keep trying, because at least if it didn't work out, I found another way how not to do it. That was probably the best thing Edison ever said. I created a light bulb. I did it 100 times. Only one time did it work. I found 99 ways how not to make a light bulb.
Exactly.
So guess what? I will continue. I never failed. I just found out how not to do it. Like, I hate failure. I hate when people say I failed at something. It's like, no, you didn't fail. You learned how not to do it.
Trial by error. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. And then you'll find out and also you find out what you're better in.
Yep.
You don't know what you're better in. You don't know. I could be the best pool player in the world, but I never played darts. And then you show me how to play darts, and then now I'm in the championship of darts.
Yep.
I didn't even think I could, but I actually tried and do it, and it just worked out. You know, I played a couple games, I ended up being a champion. Like, sometimes that's how it works. If you're not, then just move on to something else, man. Keep yourself busy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole concept of this. So influence is a big thing. And hopefully this podcast, you know, will influence you guys to listen a little more, because motherfuckers don't listen. God damn it. You know, and this is where the flavor's at. You feel me? Like, listen to that. But no, this was a great session, man. And influence is a big topic. So I'm gonna save that next time, and we're gonna have a deeper topic on
Yeah, we
me
can
and you.
definitely touch because I was thinking about like what I was about to say, and I was like, it's gonna be like,
Oh yeah, we'll be here way longer, and I'm trying to get it
it's gonna be
with this. So with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys
absolutely
coming through, man. Much love, much love. Shouts out to New York, man, and all the music you're doing, all the music. We got a couple projects coming. Shouts out to Dave, you know, with the Food Days. Your channel's awesome. I love
Food Days are on YouTube.
Shout out to
Hey, and you know, thank you guys for tuning in to the company with Calix. And yeah, this is where the flavor's at. Shut the fuck up.